Hi everybody, Azid from Kudity Education. So one of the questions I get quite commonly is how does the 12-month coaching program works? Well, first of all, it is actually 12 months and it's also a one-to-one program. The key reason why I designed it this way is to give you enough time to find a deal that then will stack and you'll be able to buy it. And then we walk you through the title splitting project. So unlike other courses where it's one day or a few days, and then that's it, you're left on your own. Here, this one-to-one is very much about you, and I work with you specifically to understand your strategy, your objectives, your timelines, the amount of money you have, and how quickly we can build your income from that process. So how is it structured? Well, first of all, it is on a one-to-one. Second, it is just with me. And actually you get 25 years of my experience, and being on a one-to-one, you tend to hear me say lots of things in the fringes of property investment, like the taxation. So just by our conversation, you'll learn a lot more about through diffusion, if you like. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's structured in two ways. I worked it out over time that I'd actually honed the actual program to make you succeed. Why? I've done it in two structures. One is a 4-week period where I teach you all the strategy. That takes the shape of 1-hour call every week for the next 4 weeks. And I teach you the strategy itself and how to source the actual blocks of flats that are below market value. I teach you how to buy them on a different type of financing product, as well as what to do with them once you've got them and how the title splitting project will work. So over the 4 weeks, over the first 4 weeks, I teach you everything you need to know to be able to go and hunt for these deals. Then we pause it. And you go and hunt for these deals. If you haven't found one already within the 4 weeks, which is quite typical that people do once I've shown them where to look. So then you go away and actually look for these properties to buy. Once you find one, then we start a process of 6 1-hour calls. And those 6 1-hour calls are structured in the following ways. Once you find a deal, the first hour that we go on to talk about is we will review the deal that you have found, check all the details to make sure they fit all of our criteria, and then we press go, or you press go and you buy it. The second call comes down to financing and the purchase process. So we talk about that. That's the second hour. The third hour, we book when you are getting keys, and we're going to talk about the structure, the structure or the schedule of works for your redevelopment. So, I'm very big on not developing to Buckingham Palace standard, but actually to a standard that your rent commands. So that's the third hour. The fourth hour is when we come to coaching you through the title splitting process, the lease creation, the freehold creation, the splitting of these titles and how that works. And we work alongside our professionals to do that. The fifth hour is now coming down to the end of the process, where we work with you to refinance the blocks of flats or the single units in the block of flats, where you put them on separate titles, but also on separate buy-to-let mortgages. And I will walk you through that process in that fifth hour. And the sixth hour is really how do you maximize the value of these refinances, so you can take out all of your money out and you recycle all your cash out, so you leave pretty much passive income behind in the shape of these leasehold flats rented, and the rent covers the interest-only mortgages and leave you a passive income margin. And you take that money, you recycle it to buy the next flat. So that's how the structure is. So just to recap, it's a 12-month program. There's no rush here. We're not rushing you. I'm not rushing you to buy something just because you're on a tight timeline. With me, you've got 12 months. Most people will have bought and refinanced out within the first kind of 9 months of it. So they take about 2 or 3 months to find the block, they buy it, and on average it takes about 6 months to get you from purchase to refinance. And that's generally how it works. The cost is £7,500, and that is to do with me being available to you for 12 months, or at least when by the time you finish your first project. This is pittance. Ask anybody who's actually been on my course and actually bought blocks of flats. They will tell you that that cost is inconsequential to the amount of money that you're going to make by buying those blocks of flats. So I hope to see you on, or at least on one of my one-to-one coaching program, and I look forward to helping you build your wealth.